Okay, I just bought a new holster for my P226 SAO with an RMR on it. I've done a video on this, by the way, if you want to check it out. Anyway, there it is there. Now the Blackhawk CQC has some retention. You've probably seen these, they've been around for years, but it's got the little lever here, which clips onto the trigger guard. So it locks it in there so you can't get it out, and you got to use your fingertip to draw it. So it's pretty positive, and if you try and pull it out at an angle, it's a little tougher, so it gives just a little bit of security. But basically it's better than just a, Kydex holster that clings to the trigger guard that you would carry concealed, but this is definitely an open carry range type of holster. So anyway, a few of the things, it comes with a paddle attachment, which is pretty cool. And you can see there on the back there's lots of different holes, so you can change the belt orientation of the holster on your belt, depending on what kind of shooting you're doing or whatnot. I haven't tried the paddle yet. I don't know if I'll put it on. I don't know. It depends on what I'm going to use this for. Anyway, when you get it, you have a choice of figuring out how big your belt is, and you have these little clippy things that you can see there, and this fits in these holes, so you can compress it so when it's on your belt you can put them in the top or the bottom so that when you draw it's not sliding up on your belt. But I wanted to show you this because it's really not that intuitive from the instructions. At least I had to read it like 3 times and go, what the, to look at it. Is this actually bends over on itself. So when you stick it in there, it's going to go, these 2 tangs there are going to go into the holes there, and then this whole thing is going to bend over and it's going to clip into that. So you got to bend it over and push it up and then push it down, and it totally clips in. You can kind of see it there. So I wanted to show you that so you're not going, oh, how does this thing go together? And have to read it 3 times like I did. So anyway, that's how I'm going to set it up for that belt. And then there's another similar device on the paddle, which is this little guy right here, this little hook thingy. And it looks like this. And the way this goes in, this slot here you might think goes into the Kydex, but it doesn't. That's actually a screwdriver slot. So just like on the, I showed you on the belt loop one, you've got different positions here for different width belts. So basically you just stick this in there sideways, and then you get a screwdriver and you turn it and it will lock in there. So anyway, that's the Blackhawk CQC. They're not horribly expensive, so if you need just a holster for just basic range work or camping or wherever you can open carry, this is a pretty good option. Oh, and to go with the CQC holster, I got the Blackhawk double mag pouch. It's kind of a semi-universal deal. It's got a tension screw, which you can see here, that runs through to tighten it up on different double stack magazines, and they make these for different magazine sizes. It has that same kind of hooky thing that I was telling you about. So I haven't tried that. I haven't even put this on my belt yet. But it looks good. Alright. Okay, there's a look at the Blackhawk Serpa CQC with my SIG P226 with an RMR, which is why I bought it. I also got it because it's a little bit of retention for outdoor carry and stuff when I'm like camping or something. And if I'm carrying it around, I don't want it to risk it falling out of just a regular Kydex, more of a concealed carry kind of holster. So this is definitely kind of a range holster. The one thing I found with it is you do kind of have to break it in because it's a little stiff, and it's getting better. So you're going to have to plan on that. It's getting better though. So anyway, there's what it looks like on the belt, and so far I'm satisfied. One thing I've discovered, since you got to put your trigger finger on the little clippy thing, the retention lever, whatever you want to call it, you got to push in on it as you draw, okay? And if you push real hard, it kind of sticks in your, you know, you're applying pressure to the gun and it kind of sticks it in the holster. So you got to practice your draw a little bit too with it. So while I'm talking about pressing with your finger, what you need to do is actually use more of your fingertip, and then you can get out the gun out quick. And for me anyway, the finger on this particular weapon ends up above the trigger guard pretty much where it should be with a proper grip. Okay?